Welcome back. This is the second part in the little three-part series I'm doing. We're talking like sort of uncovering our happiness by releasing the things that get in the way and interfere with all those good feelings like contentment and peace and joy and so on. And this last time we talked about resentment, and this time we're going to talk about guilt. The first thing I'd like to say is about guilt is that there's a lot of reasons that we might feel guilty. And sometimes warranted, sometimes it could even just be that we're doubting our innocence, and just the doubt alone can kind of give us this feeling of guilt. And one of the things that guilt does, no matter what, no matter why we're feeling that way, is it can create this kind of cyclical thought process, this thought and feeling process, in which we become defensive because, of course, we don't like the way we feel. I don't like feeling guilty. And so we kind of become defensive, and we try to deflect, project, and all this other, there's different things we do to trying not to feel the way we do. And I mean, the cyclicalness of that, I can attest to. And I had PMS when I was younger, and I thought a lot of young women could relate to this. The, I would become irritable, and when I would sort of act out like my irritability, kind of just be bitchy about something, and then I would feel guilty. And when I felt guilty, then I would get angry because I felt guilty. And in my anger, I would be really defensive and kind of bitching even more. And then I would feel guilty because of that. And now I'm guilty because I'm angry, and then I get angry because I'm guilty, and guilty because I'm angry. And I would sit and spin in that kind of cycle until one day I actually caught myself in the middle of it and stopped and went, what the heck is going on here? And I realized what was going on. And I thought, well, if I would just accept the fact that I'm at that time of the month, I do have PMS, I am irritable, and just give myself some permission to just be irritable, then I could let this go. And oh my goodness, from that day forward, it was so much. It was like I would go have an irritable moment, and then it was gone, instead of sitting there for 5 or 10 minutes just spinning in it. So the fact that this is what happens is one of the reasons why guilt can kind of hang around, and it can kind of perpetuate more behavior that you actually don't feel good about. So we tend to not behave that, or not to do that again, not because of guilt, but actually in spite of guilt. And that leads me to like the recognition that guilt, other than to be sort of like this warning bell kind of to let us know that whatever we've said or done is not something we want to do. We don't want to keep doing it because we don't feel good when we do it. Other than that, guilt is one of the most kind of useless and unproductive feelings we have. And using, kind of beating ourselves up with guilt is another thing we can do. And I just don't recommend it. It's pointless. Guilt does nothing to fix anything. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't undo anything. And it doesn't heal anything. It actually, it's just pointless. The fact is, we feel guilty because we've either said or done something, and we don't feel good about what we've said or done. It's just that simple. We don't feel good about what I said or what I did. Instead of like where we become defensive and so on, instead of beating ourselves up or trying to defend our way out of it, if we can just take a moment and recognize that, okay, I feel guilty here, and it's because I either said something or did something, and I don't feel good about it. And you will have that initial moment where you allow yourself to kind of just be there with it. Yeah, there's this second of just really bad, awful feeling. Maybe it's embarrassed, maybe you're, ashamed of something, whatever it is, like, but is that is gone in a flash, and everything, the defensiveness, the rigidity of the defensiveness kind of goes away, and the feeling softens into a kind of deeper remorse feeling of like that, just I actually do feel sorry. And this feeling is by far more genuine. And when you hit it, you really do just, I am really sorry that I said that or I did that. And then you are actually letting it go. It feels like a relief when you do this. It is like relief. And it in so instead of defending our way out of it or beating ourselves up, if we can just claim it and know that the reason I feel this way is because I've said or done something I just don't feel good about, and I really am sorry for that. And you can maybe even go and make amends to somebody or whatever it is. And even if you can't, just knowing that you do genuinely feel sorry about it, the guilt is gone, the defensiveness is gone, the beating yourself up is gone, and you're back to feeling love, and you're forgiving yourself for it, and if you feel, and you can go back to feeling the good feelings and feeling the best feelings for yourself and feeling good about yourself. So, and if you do come up against guilt, well, because you've done something you don't feel good about, well, join the rest of the world. My mother once said, everybody has a skeleton or two in their closet. They're like, everybody's been there. We've all experienced it. So you're not alone. You're not alone in this by any means. So I hope this helps you kind of tackle with that god awful little feeling of guilt, and so you can get back to feeling your best and being your best self. And next time I'm going to talk about shame, a little bit more tricky, a little bit more difficult to wrestle with, but I'm going to talk about that next time. And in the meantime, if there's something you relate to, if there's something you'd like to add to this, by all means, comment below respectfully, please. And I always welcome comments. And if you like what you've heard, please like and subscribe if you're interested. That would be great. And we'll see you next time on 360 and Sundry.